can see her lying back in her satin dress in a room where you do what you don't confess.
Happy Homebrew Thursday. Sorry, a day late, probably several weeks late. I'm getting behind again on doing Homebrew Wednesdays. I don't want to just throw things up if I don't have anything to talk about. And it's been, I wouldn't say it's been slow lately. It's been busy. I've been doing a lot of brewing. I've got some brews going on. First of all, let's get into a beer from Northern Rock Brewery, and that's going to be a whole nother segment I'll talk about. But Tony sent this one, and I've been looking forward to this one for a while. Figured I'd do a combined, sample, and while I was doing a Homebrew Wednesday, I think I've already put up 2 reviews I've done already of some of his beers, and he makes great stuff. This is one that I think it was brewed in April, and if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tony. This is the one you did with John Palmer, that kind of big group, raw ale video that you guys did. But it's got this, I don't know how to pronounce, Kvik strain. It's got 4 different strains of yeast in it, but it's got pale malt, Munich, Crystal, hops or Cascade, 100%. And then, of course, it's got these 4 Kvik strains. I'm butchering this thing. But anyway, there's his beer. So figured I'll use this as kind of lubricant for my Homebrew Wednesday. And I'm excited because I don't know what a raw beer is supposed to taste like. So going into new territory here, pouring this thing like a moron. So sorry for the huge head, Tony. I'll let this burn down a little bit. I remember he did a review of this, and he kind of, if I remember, he got like a light floral note on it. That's kind of what can't smell much through the foam, and I got a bad nose anyway. But this thing is just a little bit of chill haze, but it's like super light, almost like a Munich Helles light color. Actually, gorgeous. Nice frothy, almost pure white head on it. Yeah, perfect size bubbles. This is a beautiful looking beer. So anyway, back to Tony. So he's been in here in the States for a while, and he is from a pretty cool part of the United States in the Northeast that has a lot of good breweries there. The Alchemist comes to mind. But anyway, I heard he was going to be up here, and I said, hey man, don't know if you swing around, any heady topper, distributors, but if you could get your hands on some, and I would be very, very happy. And so not only did he send me a heady topper, he sent me a heady topper, a focal banger, a crusher, which is like another double IPA with a ton of hops in it, and a sip of sunshine. I've never had a sip of sunshine, so had all 4 of those, and I kind of did what he told me to. I didn't put up any videos. I just sat back and enjoyed them, and I sent him my thoughts on some, and I own my thoughts on the other ones, but they were all just fabulous. I mean, fabulous. Yeah, I'm without words. That was one of the coolest beer meals I've ever had, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your vacation to send those beers to me, Tony. It was very, very, very nice of you, and I hope when you head back to Norway, you guys have a safe visit, and I hope you enjoyed your vacation. That said, wow, let's taste Tony's beer here. Yeah, so it's a little, it's hard to get a beat on this. I think I do smell a slight floral, but I'm not sure what that's coming from, so that could be my imagination. But anyway, cheers, Tony. Wow. And I think that the interesting thing with this beer, I don't think you boil it. If that's what I remember from the video. You don't actually boil. I don't actually boil the wort. You kind of let it steep, if I remember right. I'll have to go back and look at the video again. But man, this is a very reminds me of kind of a cross between a ultralight pale ale and but you don't really get the hops, and or maybe even a cream ale and a Kolsch. Yeah, it's like a perfect balance. Not sweet, not bitter, kind of right down the middle, almost very cream ale-ish style. Yeah, you really, I would just call this the kind of the blend of all styles. You know, this is really cool. When you taste it, you think you're gonna taste, by looking at it, you think you're gonna get something like a Munich Helles, but you don't. Yeah, wow, it's a really cool beer. I'm gonna have to get the recipe for that and try to brew something like that. Anyway, it's a raw ale from my first raw ale. Awesome job. So anyway, man, as you can see, I'm decked out in national stuff. Today was office baseball. Took some vacation time today. My office was nice enough to block off a whole bunch of seats, and they got really good prices on awesome first level row seats along the first baseline. And I tried to get I got 4 tickets initially. It was going to be me, my son, my wife, my daughter. My wife dropped out because of work, and my son had some wisdom teeth taken out on Monday, so he wasn't up for going to the baseball game, so he's still looking like a chipmunk. So luckily my daughter was nice enough to go with me, and we were treated to a slugfest. It was like the home run derby. By the 4th inning, the score was 15-2, and we had just seen crush after crush of home runs. I think Bryce Harper had 2 home runs, Ryan Zimmerman had 2 home runs, Lobaton and Defoe and Rendon and Goodwin, all these guys were cranking out home runs. Everyone got a home run except for the pitcher and the second baseman, Daniel Murphy. But it was just crazy. I've never seen that many home runs in a game before. So we crushed the Milwaukee Brewers. Sorry, all you Wisconsinites out there, like Josh and Tyler. Yeah, you guys got your butts kicked today by the Nationals, and I was happy to be there to see it. So anyway, on the brewing front, I figured since I had the day off, this is a good day to do a homebrew Wednesday. So still got the hot corn cream ale on my first keg, or on my first tap. My second tap, I've got I called it Lighthouse Saison, but I kind of changed the recipe. I might have to think of something else. My wife wanted me to do a Saison, so I did a Saison for her. I used lemon thyme from the garden. I think SJ just drank one of those beers recently with some hamburgers. Put it up on the inner tubes, but it's kind of the same recipe, kind of a little different. The fermentation got stalled a little bit. I think I had it, now that I've got AC down here in my basement, it was a little too cold. It was about 68 degrees, 69 degrees, and it stalled out. So I went and got one of those heat wraps. One of those little heat wraps you can get at the homebrew store. Hook this thing up to my temperature controller, set it up for, and I asked the homebrew store, I said, hey, I'm worried about my yeast. I mean, am I gonna, put another packet in, or, he's like, well, what kind of yeast is it? And I told him it was Y yeast, whatever the Belgian Saison was. And he said, hey, that yeast it likes to be hot. You can, pump it up to, 85, 90 degrees if you want. It likes that. And I had talked to a few of you guys on the round table, and y'all had said, yeah, go up a little higher. So I put the wrap on there. I was able to get it up between 83 and 85, pretty much consistently, and then drop the temperature, because I was trying to raise the ambient temperature in the basement in order to ferment out the Saison, and that was a bad plan, because it was 75, 76, 77 degrees down here. It was getting moist. So my wife's like, no, you need to figure this out. So went up to the homebrew store, got the heat wrap, put it on, got it up to 83, which is exactly what I wanted, and it fermented all the way down to about 1009, 1008. So I've got about a 7.4% Saison, so that's good. And then on my third tap, I've got my SJ pour. It says night round, but that's wrong. It's actually the pond round. It's a secret style beer. Smells really good, I'll tell you that. First time I've done this kind of beer, so I'm excited about that one. I'm not going to do a rebrew. I'm happy with the way it came out, and I've got my ingredients for the round one or version one of the night round. So I'm going to try that this weekend. My wife's heading up on a business trip, so it'll be me and the kids here alone. So figure I'll do a brew day. So anyway, that's what's going on the brew front. Trying to think if there's anything else exciting. Oh, found a home for my 2 chugger pumps. You know, if you remember from episode back or 2, I got some Riptide pumps from Blickman, so I'm gonna, oh, sorry about that. Found out that my wife called, said I'm cooking tonight, so I gotta get off this and cook some spaghetti. So anyway, so yeah, so this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, I haven't figured it out yet, I'm gonna brew the first version of my night round and see how that concept goes. So anyway, that's a quick update on I was talking about chugger pumps. So the chugger pumps are going to get replaced. You know, one's already been replaced by my Riptide. I got the second one that should be coming in. I don't know when. It was supposed to be by the end of the month, so we'll see what happens. But Lucky 13's gonna get them. He's gonna pick them up. So I just got to figure out how to get them to Lucky 13. So anyway, glad you are gonna keep me from wasting these pumps. So I appreciate it. Anyway, that's all I got. That's the update. Hope everyone's doing all right. Hope all of your SJ Pour beers are turning out well. And, you know, someone mentioned they started seeing Oktoberfest beers on the shelves already. So maybe it's time I started to, you know, look into, you know, revamping or pulling back out the Oktoberfest or Marzen recipes. Because it is probably about the time we got to start brewing those things so they're ready in time for Oktoberfest. So anyway, that said, cheers everybody. Take care. Have yourself a happy homebrew and a very happy homebrew Wednesday.